Good evening, all you whiskey drinking scallywags, no matter where you reside on the planet Earth. This is the Mad Mix Cheap Whiskey Review number 53. Great King Street Glasgow blend, blended Scotch whiskey. It claims it has smoke and sherry flavors, and it is 43% alcohol. The reason I picked this one up was it was the last one on the shelf. I went to that big superstore, liquor superstore down by the Market Basket, maybe 10, 15 miles from me. Um, I noticed as I was looking at it, it not only had a good price, it just barely falls in the cheap category. It was $39.99. So anything under 40 falls in the cheap. Whether or not you consider $39.99 cheap whiskey or not, that's entirely up to you. But I obviously had to make a cutting point for what I considered cheap. I think anything under 40 is an affordable bottle. Anything over 40 is starting to spend a good fair amount of money. But I'm not sure I even noticed in the store, but I certainly noticed when I took it back to my car that it is made by Compass Box Whiskey Company. And as you guys may or may not know, I am a huge fan of Compass Box. As you can see there, I've got a few of them. I've got the Orchard House, I got the Spice Tree, and in the back in the black box is the Spaniard, which is a discontinued Oloroso sherry cask offering by them. Most Compass boxes are not single malt, blended malt whiskeys, which means they're all single malts from different distilleries. This one doesn't get the blended malt tag. It just says blended Scotch. You can see it there. It says blended Scotch whiskey. So there might be some grain whiskey in here. I don't know. I've never seen this before. But when I saw the Compass Box branding on it, I became a lot more happy about buying it. And it was the last bottle, so I said, well, if I don't pick this one up now, most times you go to a liquor store, they'll have 3 or 4 because they buy this shit by the case. I was like, if I don't buy this now, I may never see it again. So, with that being said, let's see what Great King Street Glasgow blend. Now, from what I did read on the literature about this, this was made under the, under the belief that, or the understanding that people in Scotland, they don't like them light blended Scotch whiskeys that we get in America, or you get all over the world. They feel kind of insulted by that shit. It's kind of watered down whiskey. People in Scotland, and I assume because they call it the Glasgow blend, the people of Glasgow, they like a much more bold and intense blended Scotch. You know what I mean? And I guess this is what Compass Box was going after, to create a blended Scotch whiskey that has a little more oomph and character than your average. I don't know. Never drank it. This is my first dram. I've still got the shitty little glass. I need to really get a whole new set of Glen cans. I got to get on that. But it's okay. I mean, it's fine. You can see the color on it. The color's not overly impressive. So I don't know. I didn't really read through everything. It doesn't say anything up front about it being non-chill filtered and non-colored, but I mean, it's not very colorful anyway. So if it's got hints of sherry and smoke, if it had a lot of sherry, it'd be darker than that for sure. So I'm interested. I like sherry. I like smoky whiskeys, and I really like smoky whiskeys that are finished in sherry. I really do. I like the Islay whiskeys. I like the smoky whiskeys, and I like sherry whiskeys very, very much. So if you combine the two, I won't necessarily drink smoky whiskeys all the time, but every once in a while I'll get a hankering for them, and I've reviewed at least a few on this channel. So, with that being said, let's get the old snout right up in the glass. Oh yeah, right off the rip, you get the hint of smoke. This isn't Islay level smoke. Speaking of which, I saw a Port Charlotte at the liquor store that I went to today. The problem is it's an expensive bottle. It's like $80. I wasn't ready to throw down on that one yet. Yeah, you get the hints of smoke. You get the hints of fruit. You get a nice maltiness. It doesn't have that rough nose of grain whiskey, when they use grain whiskeys a lot in the blend. Because, as you may or may not know, If it's a blended malt, that means it's all single malts in the blend from different distilleries. If it's a blended scotch, they can use grain whiskeys in it, which aren't all barley, malted barley. They could be any grain. So that's the difference. And this one has a nice malty flavor scent to it. I like it. And it's got a hint of the smoke and a hint of the fruit. So we're not here to sniff it. Does have a nice nose, though, for a blended whiskey. All right, let's taste it and wrap this up. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's got a fair amount of smoke on it. I'd say more than Johnny Walker Black, but not as much as Johnny Walker 15, the green. Oh yeah, it's got some good smoke flavor to it. It's got a sweetness to it. You can definitely get in the fruit. Let me get one more. There's a lot in this glass. Yes. Well, if you like smoky whiskey, when they said they were trying to make a blend that's got a little bit more oomph and character than your average blend, well, people, this one is delivering the goods. Boy, Compass Box does such a good job with their whiskeys. I have really become a fan, even though they're like an independent bottler or whatever, and a blender. Boy, they got some good stuff going on. And this is another one. It's heavy on the peat. If you don't like a smoky whiskey, you are not gonna like this one. It's got the hints of sherry. Hints. Let me get one more. Kill this glass. Oh yeah. Right up front, you get punched with the smoke. Now, of course, as anybody who likes smoky whiskey knows, after a couple of sips, the smoke starts to lay down. It's not hitting you as up front. That's when that sherry influence comes in. It's very sweet, very delicious. And it's got not too much spice at the back end, but enough to let you know that it's there. It's good. This is a good, if you like smoky whiskey and you're looking for a reasonably priced one, this might be right up your alley. All right. I'm going to quit fucking around and put a wrap on this one. The Mad Mix Cheap Whiskey Review, number 53. Great King Street, Glasgow blend, blended Scotch whiskey from Compass Box. I'm going to give this an 8.8. There's a lot going on in this glass. If it had one drawback, it's going to cost you $40. I know it's in the Cheap Whiskey Review, but it's in the Cheap Whiskey Review by 1 penny. So, there's a lot going on. If you don't like smoke, you're not going to like it. This has got a fair amount of smoke. There is a lot of smoky whiskey in this blend. There is no doubt about it. I don't know. I might get on Compass Box's website and see if I can find out a little more. And if I do, I'll leave my own comment down. So if anyone goes to the comment section, you can see if I found out anything about it. But this is good. Compass Box is really doing some good stuff. If you see a Compass Box around you and it's a fair price and you really want to try, like I said, most Compass Boxes are blended malts. This is just a blended scotch. But even for a blended scotch, this is exceptionally good, exceptionally smooth, and has a boatload of character. This is up there with that Johnny Walker 15. You know what I mean? And that Johnny Walker 15 is like a $63 bottle or something, $65 bottle or something like that. This is coming in at just under 40. This is be a good alternative to that. If you don't want to spend that kind of booty on the Johnny Walker 15, which is pretty smoky in and of itself. This has got a lot of good stuff going on in it. So enough being said with that. I recommend this bottle highly. I don't know if you'll find it. This is the only time in my life I've seen it. They only had one bottle. I bought it. I'm glad I did. I'm going to put it up there with the other Compass Boxes. And it's proof that Compass Box is really doing good stuff. You can't go wrong. I haven't had a bad offering by them. Like I said, the one thing you can take away from Compass Box is they're not a cheap blended, a blending company or independent bottler doing blends. They can get a little pricey. This one at $40 is well worth the price for sure. Gets my recommendation all day, every day. Get it, drink it, love it. With that being said, love yourself. Love and respect yourself. Always. All day, every day, love and respect yourself. Never let anyone disrespect you. Love and respect your family and your friends. And love cheap whiskey, Even if it only comes in the cheap whiskey review by 1 penny, love cheap whiskey, and especially love this one. This is a good offering. Take care, people. See you on the next one.